if we're basketball players? We're here today with tip number 5. So tip number 5 is going to be defensive stance. Alright, so for defensive stance, you put your feet about shoulder width apart and you bend your knees so that you're nice and comfortable and solid. So if somebody bumps into you, you're not going to fall over. So nice and wide, and then you get your hands out, usually kind of one higher than the other, and you stand like that. You can do this in your house too. It's pretty simple. So defensive stance. There you go, and you can switch your hands either way, right? If you're blocking a shot, if you're stealing a pass, and you're nice and wide, trying to stay between your man and the basketball net. The other thing you can do while you're at home is you could practice your defensive slide. So that's when you're sliding, right? And when you're sliding, make sure you don't bob your head while you slide. You want to keep your head nice and even and just your feet are sliding. Make sure you don't cross your feet either, because then you might trip yourself up. So your feet just slide, both of them slide in the same direction together. So you can practice that a little bit at home. Practice your defensive slide and your hand positioning. Sounds good. Happy practicing. Welcome back. Do you remember what our virtue is that we started last week? That's right, cooperation. And our verse is, 2 people are better than 1. They can help each other in everything they do. Found in Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9. Well, we all know how important cooperation is for a team. If we don't work together, we won't succeed. But if we do work together, we'll be our very best out on the court. Today I want to tell you about a time when Jesus was teaching a group of people, and something pretty crazy happened that no one saw coming. In fact, it was a perfect example of cooperation. At the time, Jesus was just starting to get famous. People had heard he had the power to heal those who were sick. They also knew that he was teaching about God in a whole new way. Word was starting to spread about him, and so the house where he was speaking was completely packed. Have you ever been somewhere that was so crowded that you couldn't even move? It was like that. There was a man in the town who couldn't walk, and honestly, we don't know a lot about him. We don't know a lot about his friends either. But what we do know is that his friends wanted one thing really badly. They wanted to get him to Jesus. They figured maybe Jesus could heal him. So they carried him on a mat to the house where Jesus was teaching. Now remember how crowded it was in that house? There was no way they were going to get in. But somehow his friends carried him up on top of the roof. Imagine how much strength that took. They found an opening in the tiles on the roof. Then they lowered the man down so he ended up right in front of Jesus. Jesus saw that these men had incredible faith. They believed that he could heal their friend. He said to the man, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." Then he told the man to get up and take his mat and go home. And that's exactly what the man did. Jesus had completely healed him. Do you know what those 4 men did? They cooperated. They worked together to help someone in need. We can work together with others on and off the basketball court. Who can you cooperate with today to help someone else? We can work with others on and off the basketball court. Who can you cooperate with today to help someone else? Well, that's it for today. See you next week.